Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, then welcome. This is going to be the first in a series we're going to do. So as you can see, I have this test panel here in front of me. Now, you can see it's all taped up, it's ready to go. It's got a weird couple of boxes going on here. So let me just explain it before I show what I'm using as the products. This entire top section, everything above this tape line, so underneath all these tapes, I've just put these on now, but this entire thing as one was ceramic coated with Gyeon Pure. So that was just over 6 months ago. Since then, this has sat outside. I've washed it a couple of times, but it's just been super neglected. I did just give it a wash now before starting this test, but so its coating's still looking good, but 6 months of neglect, it's going to obviously accelerate a little bit. If the coating was a bit longer and looked after, or 6 months of just neglected. Whereas this bottom half, I polished and left it. So it's also been neglected as bare paint. So what we're going to be doing is applying a product that is a ceramic coating topper to the top half and then also to the bottom section. So we can see how these products work both as standalone and as toppers. And then as they wear away on the bottom section where it's just nothing but the ceramic topper, we'll be able to see, it's also obviously assumed wearing away up here. So will we see the coating hydrophobicity be affected? As it's starting to stop beading and start sheeting slowly here and the water sticking more, will the same thing do as the product is wearing off on top of the ceramic coating, or will it wear off evenly and not cause any issues? Now I did do this test previously and I used 5 other products, which I'll show you in a second. And just the other last thing is this section here, we're leaving completely bare. So that's just going to be ceramic coating with no topper. And then here is just going to be left as completely bare. So we have a control section for each part. So we can see, so if we've got a product here, it's starting to wear, we can compare it to here where there's nothing. The ceramic coating here is going to be untouched, so we'll be able to see how it looks compared to as a product that's here is wearing off. We can see if it's sort of looking like it's causing some issue to the coating just by itself. So that's what we're going to be doing. Going to be applying the products and doing weekly updates, testing it, seeing how they go. So this is the products that I'm going to be using. So at the front is the products I'm going to be using today. I'll just quickly show you, last year I did the same test like I said, and the 5 products at the back are what I used then. So if you want to see this same test, if you're like, oh, I wish you had to use Gyeon Ceramic Detailer, well, last year I did, so you can go back and you can look at that series. So yeah, last year we used Gyeon Ceramic Detailer, Meguiar's Hybrid Ceramic Detailer, CarPro Elixir, Lithium Color Crush, and Mother's Ultimate Hybrid Bead Booster Ceramic Detailer Advanced SiO2 Wax Technology, longest name ever. So last year we used all those 5. They actually all did really well. I will continue using any of those on top of a ceramic coating. I think they all worked really well and I have no issues using them. The thing is, a lot of products say that they are safe for ceramic coatings, but we never know if they actually are. That's why I just like to test things, because one of these products in this test I'm about to do, I have used previously and I found it affected my ceramic coating. And I always thought, was that all in my head? I'd like to compare that directly. So the 5 products I'm using this time is Platinum Potions Hydro Detailer, P&S Bead Maker. Now this is the one that I've used a bit. This was very hyped up a while ago and I didn't like it. I'll just be honest, I did not like that product very much at all. I know there's a lot of hype for it. Some people love it, some people hate it. And then I compared it. My first videos I actually did on this channel was this versus Bowden's own bead machine. And I just sort of, use the 2 titles, both have bead in them, so Battle of the Beads. And a lot of people were telling me that was unfair. I'd put a sealant against a topper. Well, this one actually is called a paint protectant, and they basically advertise it as though it's a sealant. It says long-lasting shine, cured protection, so I would assume that it is a sealant, but apparently no, it was a topper. And I see a lot of people do use it as toppers, so that's why I'm using it today in this test. Next up, we have NV Boost V2. I actually have had this since it came out, and yeah, haven't really used it much. And then I've got Adam's Graphene Detail Spray, Thought I'd throw some graphene into the mix. Heard this is great for ceramic coatings. And then last up, something that I've never used anything from this brand before is Chemical Guy's Synthetic Quick Detailer. So all of these, in a roundabout way, say that they are good for toppers for ceramic coatings and can be used standalone. Bead Maker doesn't really say that, but the people who use it are the ones who told me that last time. So I thought, you know what, I want to basically test it against some other products and also test it on a ceramic coating to see it wear away, because it could have been my coating failing, but when I used it last time, I felt like as it wore away, it was just sort of causing sort of like sticky patches in the coating. And then once it fully wore off or I did a strip wash, it would go away. So it could have been all me, but I thought I'd test that. So before applying, I'm just gonna give this a quick rinse so you can see how the coating is looking. So you can see the coating, water running straight off, beating up, and then down the bottom here, water is just completely sticking and taking a long time to run away. Don't mind this middle section here. I did have this taped up sitting out in the sun for a long time, and the tape, I left the tape on and the tape just sort of like melted in and now I've got glue residue. So luckily it's not anywhere up here in any of the sections we're going to be doing. And we're going to be peeling these long vertical tape lines off once we've applied. So yeah, that is what we'll be doing. Now I'm going to dry this off and I'm going to start applying each of these products onto both the top coated section and the bottom bare section. So yeah, let's get to that now. All right guys, so panel is now completely dry. We're ready to apply our 5 products. We've got the 5 microfibers set out. So basically all the directions are pretty much the same as to spray onto either the panel or a towel. Bead Maker's the only one that just says spray onto a panel. Just to avoid overspray, I'm going to apply it to a towel. I don't see that making a difference. But so what we'll do, just create a bit of room, move one of these over. And I might just fold this over again. So I've got a smaller section and I'm just going to yeah, 8 or so sprays. Bring it over, make sure we skip the first section. So we're going to apply it to this section here. So we want to get good coverage. So and flip over and wipe off. Should be that easy for all of them. So there we go, that's done. I'll put the camera down and I'll just double check all of the sections anyway, but there we go, that's the first one done. And we'll move on to our second. Okay, so we've done the Platinum Potions Hydro Detailer. Next up, going to do the Bead Maker. So to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to fold this into extra little quarters. I know Bead Maker people say use a lot. So there's a lot. Bring it over. So we want the second section now. You can see there's definitely a lot on there. I did actually go back over the Platinum Potions section just once I realised maybe I missed some spots in the way that I had the cloth folded. So I just made sure that I got full coverage. And we're going to do the same here just by constantly turning and then looking to make sure it is all damp, which it definitely is. So now I can fold this over. And yeah, one thing for Bead Maker, it is slick. So that is extremely slick wipe off. Not the slickest or anything. Oh, on the uncoated paint is nowhere near as slick. So there's a positive for it. So we'll see if all my conceptions about it, all my thoughts or whatever were wrong. But using it on top of a coating, it definitely adds a lot of slickness. That was noticeable. So yeah, that's that one done. Next up, we'll go NV Boost V2. the fourth section. So ensure full coverage. Normally I'd use like an applicator sponge. I just happen to be all out of those at the moment. So there we go, it's going to be full coverage. Fold this over. So yeah, definitely not slick like the bead machine, what is it called? Bead maker was. But there we go. That's 3 down. Keep on a roll here. Try and keep these somewhat together, these cloths too. So I know what's what, just in case. So now we've got the Adams graphene. Never used any, actually no, wait, I've used Adams wheel cleaner. Probably gone way too much. I'm just trying to make sure I get product to all the edges of the cloth. So now to our second last section. This stuff definitely applies differently. It feels slick going on. You can see clear as day where you have and haven't applied to, which is makes it a little bit easier for me, because that's what one thing I'm really trying to focus on in this, is to make sure I don't miss any edges, so we can get like a fail point sort of started. But I'd say going by this, wiping on the same way I have all the others, I don't think I've missed any edges, because this stuff I can see clear as where I've been. So go ahead and wipe that off. This one is also quite slick on the wipe off too. And yeah, super easy. You can see it coming on and going on, you can see it coming off. So that one actually smells really nice too. So yeah, pretty much, I mean, I'm liking that Adams one so far. So last up, it's not one that was suggested. All these other products have been recommended or suggested to me, but I just happened to see this, and I know Chemical Guys is now in Australia at Super Cheap Auto. I know it's like a love it or hate it brand in America from what I've seen, but it was expensive, and yeah, people are really pushing it. So let's see how it goes. It's got a lot of product on there. We've got our last section. Oh, this one smells really nice too. And you can also see quite easily where it's been applied to. Sure you can see that. Very, very nice smell to it. I didn't expect that. Probably the nicest smelling product here, which is surprising. So it's definitely applied. Flip this over. Wipe that down. Oh, that wipes off very slick as well. That one is slick as. I'd say this and the Adams are probably slicker than the bead maker, but I know that apparently increases in slickness after it cures, so we will come back tomorrow to test that. So there we go, there's all 5 of the products applied. Now we are going to leave this panel overnight in the garage, and then tomorrow, or minimum 24 hours later, I'm going to come back and we're going to do just a bit of a slickness test and a first rinse so we can get our baseline results. So once they've all cured, they all sort of mention to give it a few hours before introducing water. So I'm going to remove the tape line. I'm going to write down where each product is, so we know this is the control section with nothing, and then we've got Platinum Potions, Bead Maker, NV, Adams, Chemical Guys. So I will write down and we'll be able to track how they're doing over time. So yeah, this has been a very long video, I'm sure. I won't drag it on any longer. I will come back with a first rinse update and a slickness test, like I said, in 24 hours, whether it's 48 hours or whatever it is when I get the chance. So yeah, hopefully you guys are keen for this. If you wanted to see other products done in this same test, let me know products you'd like to see done. I know I did ask that question on Facebook a while ago. I had a few suggestions. Some of these I did pick up, some I already had. I will do it again in the future, and I'll keep doing so to find favorite products. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date with this test. It'll be a weekly one. I also have another one going with sort of some coatings on another test panel that is up to the 6-month mark at the moment. This one will run at the same time, so I'll have these both panels sitting outside in the sun. So yeah, plus any other stuff that I do, you know, little car detail cinematic videos, product reviews and stuff like that. So subscribe if you'd like to see that. But yeah, with all that said, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.